Hello, everybody. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Q&A! Yeah! You played 10 hours of it. Great. It's impressive and outstanding and astonishing how predictable my audience and my viewers can be sometimes. I went live on Twitch last night and I was like, you know what's gonna happen tomorrow? The first comment is gonna be something about Xenoblade Chronicles X. And I can't blame you, you know, the song is playing. The song is playing right now. So, and it was. Scale takes a while. Well, if you focus on the main story, like I remember when I first played the Wii U version, which was like in November last year. No, it was in December last year. I could have gotten the scale chapter 5, 6, I don't remember. But I didn't, and I forgot about it, and I just kept going. And it wasn't until I was like 30 hours in that I remembered the quest, and I said, hey, why is it that I don't have a fucking robot? Where's my mech? Oh, and the side quest to get your mech was available from like ages ago, 10 hours ago. Chapter 6, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it was like chapter 5 or 6, you know, and I think the fucking Hulk Hogan commander said, you know, you should take the exam. And I was like, I'll do it later, thanks. And it just went on, and I don't know. Like 10 hours later, I was like, where's my fucking mech? And oh, it's there. It's a side quest that I could have done like 5 chapters ago. Oh. What about hours? You know, Van Damme. Yeah, so I don't... it was like fucking... I don't remember, man. 30 hours in? But... I don't do... I did do a lot of side quests, but I didn't do like half of them, you know? When I rage quit on the game, I was 40 hours in, I don't remember. Dude, it wasn't the same like fucking 4 months ago. And I can't even remember. Fuck. Do you want to ask me something about Snow, Woke, or Assassin's Creed? I mean, don't you think you're asking the wrong guy? Like, what do you expect me to say about that? You want to talk about shit? Absolute shit? Do you really want to spend your question talking about absolute shit? No song request today. Well, I don't know, Sora. If you make a donation, super chats have the right to request a song. But no, today isn't a free request stream. It costs money. It's capitalism. I usually do not mince my words. When did I? Is calling something absolute shit, that's mincing my words? How many other adjectives do you need? Absolute fucking motherfucking goddamn piece of fucking trash? Is that better for you? I didn't know the Xenoblade composer was the Attack on Titan. Isn't it Ace though? So Ace did the soundtrack of Attack on Titan, really? I think the Xenoblade Chronicles X soundtrack was done by a bunch of people, including Ace, which is the composer of all the games, all the series. Oh, speaking about that, you summoned another Xenoblade song. Well, Rosland, you shouldn't be surprised. No one's gonna ask about that. Everybody's gonna ask about Xenoblade Chronicles, X, Suikoden 1 and 2, Atelier Yumiya, and what else? But none of that. No one gives a fuck about my opinion on Snowflake, Disney, woke, and assassin Johnny Somali in Africa or Japan. I don't fucking know. Oh, you wanna talk about Hexes Force? It's Hexes Force with a YZ at the end. Hexes Force. Sure, we can talk about it. That's my kind of topic, you know, and I'm not being sarcastic. That's what I like to talk about. About games like Hexes Force. Oh, thank you, Double A. My clear, obscure question that I've been getting since for an entire year for no reason. I don't understand why. I mean, seriously, it just doesn't. I mean, I don't understand why. I don't. It makes more sense to get questions about JRPGs or I don't fucking whatever, you know, but why? Sure, Claire Obscure, great. You're playing Veil Gust on the SNES. Veil Gust. Very generic RPG. Pretty sure it's one of those fan translated. There's a lot of fan translated JRPGs on the Super Nintendo. We're getting there more and more each time. I mean, there's a crap ton of NES, SNES, some 64, some PS1, a lot of PS1 JRPGs, you know. A lot of PSP, Nintendo DS. I think it's time to start translating the more PS2 JRPGs. We've gotten some. There aren't many, count them. Go and count them. What? How many have we got? Like Namco Cross Capcom. Berwick Saga. I haven't played it. I should fucking play that fucking game. Like what else? I'm pretty sure there aren't even 10 fan translated JRPGs on the PS2. Not even 10. Growlancer 6. Like Tales of Destiny. Director's Cut. Tales of Rebirth. That's okay, that's 5. Can we make it to 10? Like I don't know. Are there Super Robot Tyson, the remake of the Game Boy Advance games? It got a remake. Those games got a remake on the PS2. Never Left Japan. That's 6. 6. What else? Okay, so Zeal All. 7. Zeal All. You know, with the sexy girl. Zeal All. What else? That's 7. I can't even make it to 10. And I don't see my chat saying shit because they don't know either. We need more fan-translated JRPGs on PS2. Come on, enough Super Nintendo and PS1 games. We know most of them are fan-translated. Great, thank you. PS2 now. What time do you start your Q&A live streams now? Oh, why? Did you guys change time already? We haven't changed time in like 5 years, I think. I don't know. I started like 9 minutes ago, which is my usual time. 12 p.m. Central Time. But in Mexico, we don't change time anymore. So I started 9 minutes ago. You guys make the algebra, the calculations. Okay, you guys changed last Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so I'm up here. What was the last game you bought at full price? Super Mario RPG Remake. Yeah. And I didn't pay full price. For some reason, I got it on sale. I bought the game like 1 or 2 days right before it got released. And it was going to be Well, it's different because it's Mexico. I think it was $60, right? So I ended up paying like 50 something, no less than that, because the US dollar that day was like down, and so I ended up getting it for like what was like $52, I think 50. But yeah, I mean that's the closest I can think of full price, you know. In reality, I did pay full price for it. In reality, you know, but I got lucky that it was basically on sale and the US dollar was down, like really down that day, so I got lucky. The Super Mario RPG remake. Yeah, I mean, I was like, I don't want to feed fucking Nintendo, fuck those guys, but it's Super Mario RPG. It's like, dude, I was never gonna get a review code for that fucking game. Hey, Yum Yum. That's your review of Summon Night 4? Thanks for sharing. Great games, great game, no romance, no mom. Great review. Make a YouTube video. It could be a short, you know, that's gonna get a fucking million views. Great. I'm still waiting for my Atelier question, you know. So no one cares. I think it was a mistake by Koei Tecmo. Pretty sure it was a mistake. I've been saying this for years. Sometimes developers are like, well, sometimes it isn't their fault, right? To release they set a release date like months ago. Months prior to the release, you know. Maybe 4, 5, 6 months in advance sometimes. And they can't change it because if they do, they're gonna get a lot of hate and a lot of heat from fans. I get it, you know. But I'm like, okay, I'm Koei Tecmo, imagine. I'm gonna release my new Atelier game on March 21. Spring. Beginning of spring. It's gonna be fine, right? What's Konami gonna do? Oh, they're gonna release their Suikoden remasters like 3 weeks prior to that. 2 weeks. Oh, we're gonna be fine. 2 weeks different, that's it. And then along comes Ubi shit with a fucking piece of shit of a game. And then along comes Nintendo and has Xenoblade a day before. Ha ha ha. Asshole. I'm not saying Koei Tecmo should have changed the release date. You know, they probably couldn't. Well, they were probably upset. Like that Nintendo released that fucking bomb. I mean, you don't just release your obscure, but maybe not obscure. I think the Atelier series is like really fucking famous nowadays. But you don't do that, you know. You don't release your game like a day after a huge bomb like Xenoblade fucking Chronicles. You don't do that, Koei Tecmo. You should have changed it. You should have said, you know, oh, delayed until next week. Come on, fans, it's just 1 week. Gothic Atelier. I played the demo. Well, maybe it gets super dark later on, but I played the demo. I played the demo on PS5 of Atelier Yumiya, and it was like 3 hours long. You know, it could have been longer had I done. There's like a 2 or 3 extra side quests, you know, that you can do. It's not an open world game, but it kind of plays like one. I mean, you can explore freely the entire huge area. The game is huge. 10 times bigger than Atelier Ryza. And I captured some footage, you know, because I thought the demo will be longer, maybe long enough to make a proper first impressions or a mini review or something. But no, the demo is, it's not a short demo, it's like fine. 3 hours long, usually what JRPG demos are about. They didn't go crazy like other companies did, like Falcom. So it's well, first and foremost, you know, I was expecting the game to be dark, but it is a bit darker than the other ones, a bit more mature, as in it takes place in a world where alchemy caused this huge catastrophe in the world. and therefore alchemy and alchemists are seen as something bad. So it's like the witch inquisition, you know. It's kind of like that, but instead of having an inquisition hunting down alchemists, you know, we got everybody else just rejecting them. So it's witchism, witch racism, alchemist racism. I don't fucking know. So obviously you play as Yumiya, and you start in a pretty interesting beginning, you know, kind of like in the final dungeon or something with the entire party. That's the beginning of the game. I'm not spoiling anything. That's how the game fucking starts. You know, it just starts with your whole party and all the characters. You can see all the glorious fan service in there. Koei Tecmo did not disappoint with that, but there's some censorship. Since the Blue Reflection games, which is weird considering the Blue Reflection games have a crap ton of fan service, but they could have been even more. There could have been even more fan service in Blue Reflection, but the developers were like, oh, we need to start considering Western sensibilities and reduce the fan service, tone down it a bit. So that's what they did with Atelier Yumiya. I mean, you still got these beautiful, overly sexualized girls, you know, but no upskirts. Well, actually, sometimes. While I was playing the demo, you know, in some moves Yumiya was doing, you can see her panties, but in others you couldn't. And then there's this other girl, this redhead, this orange hair girl, you know, and she was if you try to do an upskirt, she's wearing these grandma panties, you know. So it was like, really. So Atelier Yumiya isn't exactly censored for Western audiences. It's self-censored. It's censored even in Japan. Make waifus great again. Well, the game's just, wow. The game still has a lot of fan service, you know. They just censored the minimum that could offend the fucking losers from the United States of fucking America. That's what Koei Tecmo did. So the visuals are fantastic. The game's a bit grim because you start in this. The first real when you go back in time, you don't time travel. You got your first dungeon and then you that's like what happens later in the game, and then you go back to the beginning. Probably not explaining myself very well, but you know what I mean. You start the game and in this place that's ruined by alchemy. So there's this research team and Yumiya joins. Everybody looks down on her. There's some bizarre diversity in the team. There's a lot of black people in there for no reason. This is the first time I've seen so many black people in an Atelier game. So Koei Tecmo is fucking woke, confirmed. Everybody except the boss treats Yumiya like the plague, you know, like, oh, you're an alchemist, get the fuck away from me. So yeah, it is a bit dark, it is a bit more mature. It's but there's nothing gothic about it. There's nothing like, no, Yumiya is the same fucking airhead girl. She's the same character we've seen a million times before. In Risa, in Rorona, the same. It's just she's a little bit more emo because the entire world rejects alchemists, and she's an alchemist. Well, apart from that, you know, her personality starts flourishing every now and then, and she's just the classic Atelier girl. The same protagonist we've gotten, just with a different design, a different name. Same personality as every fucking Atelier game. So the party members are like, okay, you know, there's not that much to say about them in a 2-3 hour long demo. But my biggest complaint, well, you know, the alchemy, there's an alchemy system. It's a little bit normal, you know, it's not as complicated as I thought it would be. The game does take a while for you to understand it. You start seeing these weird features, new features in this alchemy system, and then you can build stuff, blah, blah, blah. So what I'm trying to say is that the alchemy system could have been worse, could have been more complicated, but they just added new features. But it's okay, you know, it's not that complex. But that is too soon to judge. Maybe it'll get more complicated with the game. I don't know. I just played the demo. Okay, I haven't played the game. I know it was released a few days ago, but I haven't played the full game, just the demo. And my biggest complaint is the battle system. It's just action. disguised as turn-based. It's not. That's not a turn-based RPG anymore. It happened. We saw it coming from the Ryza trilogy. That was turn-based. That's still turn-based, 100% turn-based, but you know, it's kind of like on real time, right? You gotta choose fast, like in the old Final Fantasy games. But then this one, it's all about creating combos, you know, and clicking buttons, and you can move around, you can run around, and it's an action RPG. Sure, it's no hack and slash like Final Fantasy VII Remake, you know, but it's an action RPG. The new Atelier game is an action RPG. They changed the battle system. It's no longer turn-based. I'm very disappointed. I'm not buying this game. Well, I'm not buying this game for two reasons. One, because it's woke. Clearly woke. I don't know what kind of bullshit they're gonna pull out in the story later on. I have no idea. You know, but it's got the minimum DEI bullshit from the start. And second, because of this it's fucking bullshit. The battle system is it good? Is it any good at least? Well, yeah, it's kind of intense, kind of easy at first, but then it starts getting crazier because there's a fatal flaw. There's level scaling. You guys know what that is? Level scaling is like Final Fantasy VIII. The enemies level up with you. So it's fucking pointless to grind. Because I didn't do a lot of grinding, but I killed a lot of enemies at the beginning because, you know, you could kill him in like 2 seconds. It was super easy on normal mode. I was playing on normal mode. The game does have difficulty settings. But normal mode, I was beating the shit out of everybody. I was like, why is this game so easy? Okay, it's the beginning of the game. Maybe it's gonna get harder later on. And it did, but because I leveled up to fucking level 9 or 10, you know, and all the enemies were now level 10 and they were kicking my ass. And there's of course some elite monsters because of course the Monster Hunter influence, the Xenoblade influence got to Atelier. Now there you got elite monsters in there. And they beat the shit out of you. But the level scaling, woke bullshit, and the action RPG, trying to pass as a turn-based, that's not turn-based. You can freely move around with your character, you know, and then change positions, evade, dodge. They make it a big deal about dodging, you know, dodging the enemy attacks and their skills, their special skills. When they're about to do a skill, they have this range and you have enough time to move around, to evade, to dodge. Why do I need to do that in a turn-based RPG? It's pointless. It's an action RPG. It's bullshit. Fuck this game. Fuck Atelier Yumiya. Fuck Koei Tecmo. That's my review. Those are my first impressions. But I do want to say I don't think it's a bad game. It's got some good things about it, you know, the graphics, the visuals, the music. The music actually sounds a little bit more like Persona for some reason. The battle theme is very Persona-like. And yeah, what else? Well, the fact that it's an action RPG doesn't mean it's a bad game. I just think it's like you shouldn't change the battle system like that. It's just no. But we saw it coming from Ryza. So nobody fucking asked about Yumiya, but I'm pretty sure there's gonna be that one guy who will ask later on. Tell them that I already made my review, my first impressions. Thanks, that's it. We can move on. I'm not buying this fucking game. Never. And even if I wanted to, it's gonna be fucking expensive forever. Koei Tecmo games never go down in price. So what's the point? The trailers made it seem like Yumiya was gonna be Velvet Crow on a budget. Nope. It's a big budget and there's nothing Velvet Crow related. Yumiya is your average girl. Yumiya is going to have a collaboration with Tekken. I don't give a shit. Would you rather have English or prefer Japanese voice in the new Atelier? There's both options. I played in Japanese actually. Level scaling is the worst. It ruined Final Fantasy VIII, Lufia Remake on PS1. There's a Lufia Remake on PS1, don't you mean the Nintendo DS? Yeah, I don't really like level scaling. Xenogears also has something similar, you know. Persona-like? That sounds bad. Just the music, man. Is there a bug difference between Ryza and Yumiya? A bug difference? A bug difference? What? Do you think that Mega 10, including Persona, has gone woke? Yes. Did you hear recently that Masahiro Sakurai, the creator of Super Smash Bros., said that the Japanese developers should keep pursuing the things that Japanese gamers like and not Americanize them? Yes, I did. That was fucking great. I couldn't care less about Super Smash Bros. I'm not a fan, so I shouldn't be commenting on that or defending the series. But let's focus on there's a famous, really famous JRPG developer who said that, who went out and said that, in the middle of the super hardcore culture war. That's fucking great. That guy has my respect now. I don't know. I don't know much about that guy, I've never been a fan of Super Smash. I don't like the games. Nothing against them. I think they're great games. I just can't get into them, But it's kind of concerning that it's a guy like that has to come forward and say that. But on the other hand, I don't like the duality of this guy, because I remember when they wanted to add this other girl. Well, let's go back a little. Remember when they were going to add Pyra and Mythra? Did they do that? Did they add them? Are they playable characters? Because I saw them, they were censored. They were fucking censored. So the same guy who greenlit the censorship for those two girls now he's coming out and saying that? Well, there was another character that the people wanted. I think it was Bayonetta, right? I think it was Bayonetta, and they said no because she was too much of an adult character, and they didn't want that in a game for kids. Like, I'm not calling this Masahiro Sakurai a hypocrite, but you know what I mean, right? It's kind of like, why would you go out and say that when before you were okay with Mythra and Pyra being censored and you rejected this other character for being too sexy, and now you're saying this? I don't know. That's even worse than the duality of the creator of the Yakuza series. Because that guy's a fucking hypocrite, I love his games, I'm a big Yakuza fan, but fuck that guy. So, fuck Sakurai too. I changed my mind, he doesn't have my respect anymore. Oh, is there a big difference between Ryza and Yumiya? In terms of battle system, yes. In terms of everything else, well, it's more... Ryza is more lively. Yumiya is more depressing, but it's still fucking Atelier, man. No, I've never read any Mega Tensei novels. Sakurai has a based take for the right now, but what happened before? Nope, they weren't censoring the actual game. Really? It was just Nintendo playing it safe with their trailer that they authorized. But when they released the game, they weren't censored? Oh, it was Mai from Fatal Fury. Thanks, Phantonium. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. I'm not gonna turn this into a clip. Because I'll be spreading misinformation. Like, I don't know. So it was Mai from Fatal Fury. So he said no to Mai. But now he's saying games should be for Japanese players, not for American players. And Mai would have been too sexy. Yes, she's too sexy. So Pyra and Mythra weren't censored. Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you. I'm just talking out of my ass. I don't know anything about these guys, Super Smash, I don't follow that. Tomorrow, by 2 hours from now, I'm gonna forget the guy's name. Sakurai, was it? Like, I don't care about Super Smash. Are there any games you would like to see on Wookiefied? Ooh, a lot. Trails Through the E-Break. 13 Sentinels. Dragon Quest 3 Remake. Metaphor Refund. Some of them are impossible, they're like, they were developed that way, so how do you unwokenize them? Oh, waifu hunter point of view. Is there a big difference between Risa and Yumiya? Oh, that's what you were asking. You should have clarified that your question from the start, Yum Yum. You should be honest. Ask what you mean since the beginning. Yeah, well, Yumiya has bigger boobs than Risa. Risa has bigger thighs, and that's the difference between both of them. Satisfied? Amazon sent you 30 copies of Suikoden? By mistake? Sure. I mean, it's hard to believe that Amazon made that mistake. Sure, send me one. How 13 Sentinels was woke? There was this character, cross-dresser character, that, well, in Japan, he's basically a cross-dresser because he wants to pass for someone's daughter, you know? He's a fanboy. Oh no, but in the American localization, he was a non-binary character. He identifies as a non-binary. Yeah. If that's not woke, then I don't know what the fuck is woke anymore. That is the fucking epitome of wokeness. This non-binary bullshit is like the epitome, man. It's the worst of the worst fucking thing. It was just a localization. Anyway, it was just a localization. The game itself is not woke. It was just the English localization. Because if you play the game 13 Sentinels in other languages, the guy is just a cross-dresser. It was just specifically the English translation that altered this character. We need more games like Queen's Blade. Oh, Fire Emblem? Yeah. Why would you need a reason for black people to be in a game? In a game like Atelier? Like, what the fuck, dude? It's not about putting black, brown, yellow, pink, blue characters in this or that game, man. It's about the intention. Like, the developers didn't do that because they wanted to. The developers did that because they want to be woke, because they want to follow DEI guidelines. So it's a political statement to include those characters in their video game. Okay, there's a big fucking difference. I mean, it's not. I mean, compared to Assassin's Creed Shadows, it's Atelier Yumiya is not that big of a deal. Atelier is one of my favorite series. Yeah, go back and watch my review. That I just finished my review like 10 minutes ago, Paula. The game still has great fan service. Which gaming industry anger and frustrates you the most? What? Are you trying to ask me which country angers me and frustrates me the most? American or Japanese? Both? I couldn't decide. Well, I wouldn't say the Nahobino, man. I mean the main character himself. When he's not in his Nahobino form. SMT5, there's not really any wokeness in it, except for the voice acting, you know. Check out the voice actors in English and... yeah, do me a favor and do that. Would you play Time and Eternity 2 if the girls were real goths? No. I've said this before, but I don't think Japan understands goth culture whatsoever. Like, they have no fucking idea what it truly means. They just think it's girls being dressed in black. But they're still idols, J-pop idols. How is that goth? They have no fucking clue what goth means in Japan. They don't understand that. It's not part of their culture. What's the most disappointing game you ever saw serious potential in? Ooh, Nelke? Didn't I release a video about that? Which is video games JRPG fan service games? What do you... I don't understand your question. That's right, Fantonium gets it. The Nahobino fuses with the MC. The Nahobino is not actually the MC. Semantics, man. Semantics. Do you think they will censor Flea from Chrono Trigger if they remake in today's standards? On the contrary, isn't that character fucking woke? I hate that fucking asshole. Fuck Flea. Nomura is the best example of Japan not getting god culture. That's right. Well, I don't know about... Persona 5 Phantom X game for mobiles has censored demons in China? Okay. I did, Ryan. Which is the Legend of... Joshua... I don't understand your questions, man. What exactly are you trying to ask? Like, are you asking me if I've played Trails of Cold Steel? It probably will, Kevin. I mean, definitely not. I mean, I played Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition and, well, I can see that, well, I'm emulating it on my laptop and it's not great because my laptop can barely handle it. So it's choppy in my laptop, but I'm pretty sure the game is fine on an average Switch. But I can see, even without, I mean, I can tell you that some of the frame drops that I've seen aren't my laptop's fault. That's just the Switch being the Switch. So I'm pretty sure when they port the game to Switch 2, which I'm pretty sure it's gonna have 60 frames per second. But what are you guys gonna do if there's a Switch 2 version? You know, are you gonna buy the same game twice again? And I'm not saying, I mean, the game is out physical. There's a physical version of it, but it says Nintendo Switch, not Switch 2, right? But then when the Switch 2 comes out, and if there's a Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, Switch 2 edition, are you gonna buy it again? Daybreak is fucking garbage. Hell 3. Have you ever tackled someone through concrete? There was this time, you know, I had this time machine and I went to the future and I met one of my alternate versions of myself, which was extremely powerful and muscular, and I had these arms that were kind of robotic. I was kind of like a cyborg kind of thing in the future, you know? And I was fighting all the fucking bizarre, super extremists, woke idiots, you know? And then I punched someone and they went through the concrete. And I saw that and I was like, I did that. So to answer your question, yes, I have. In the future, in an alternative dimension, where my future self is a powerful cyborg that can punch people through concrete. I hope I answered your question. That was a really good question, man. What rating would you give Xenoblade X? The original? The remaster? I've only played it for like 2 hours, probably less, an hour and a half, 1 hour. And I have no opinion on the remaster yet. Give me some time. Well, the original, I put it on, I think I gave it 8.6. 8.4 or 8.6, I don't remember. You find localization to be extremely outdated? It might have been useful back in the 80s with a lack of internet and technology, but in today's age it's pointless. Why is it pointless? I mean, it's evil. We can all agree with that. Modern localization is fucking evil. As a result, it's pointless. Actually, you can play the game for free from your library because Switch 2 has backwards compatibility. You can't do that because the Switch 2 doesn't exist yet. Are there any modern video game companies that you can tolerate? No. Interlocutor, what's up, man? I'm doing fine, thanks. Hope you're doing well too. What are your thoughts on Persona 4 Remake and Persona 5 Remake domains got registered? Why will they remake Persona 5? Persona 4 makes sense, a remake makes sense, but Persona 5, why will they remake Persona 5? If it ever gets remade, it's gonna be like in 10 years or something. So, anyway, I have no thoughts. Obviously, they're gonna, look what they did with Persona 3 Reload, it was censored and altered as fuck. So they're gonna do the same with Persona 4 Remake. I have no interest on it. Do you still want Fuga Melodies of Steel 3? Yeah, isn't that going to be released next month? It is, right? Pretty sure it's gonna be released next month. Yeah, I'll probably get a review code. You shouldn't be pissed off that the Furaiki series isn't coming to the West because then it will be published by NIS America, which is fucking trash nowadays. A bunch of criminals. Is 8 best East OST of Falcom? What? Are you trying to ask me if I think Is 8 is the best East OST of Falcom? No, it isn't. I don't think so. I think Nayuta is better. I think Is 1 is better. How's it going in Mexico? It's ruled by the left. Our president is a communist socialist bitch. What do you think? Does that answer your question? It's just as bad. Nayuta is the best not Is game? You mean the soundtrack or the game itself, like as an action RPG? What are we listening to? Oh, Radiant Historia. Holy crap. Luis Cypher, why are all of your questions about Megami Tensei? You've been asking questions for a long time. And all of your questions about Megami Tensei. Why? Why are you so obsessed with Megami Tensei? Can't you ask me something about, I don't know, King's Field? Or Tracia? You know, the good games. Right? Draken? Virtual High. How about questions about the Highlight series? Get over with the times, man. Nobody cares about Megami Tensei. What the fuck is that? It's trash. It's trash. In here, we're all about time and eternity. Dragoneer's Aria. Lunar Dragon Song. All the masterpieces. That should get all the questions. Everybody should ask about that. Those games. Not Megami... What? No. Thracia. No, way. Hey. You need to understand something. You need to make a distinction, okay? There's Fire Emblem Thracia 776, and then there's Tracia on the Genesis. But yeah, it's all about those games, right? Final Fantasy X-2. Where are my questions of Final Fantasy X-2? Where are my questions of Blade Dancer, Baroque, Inindo Way of the Ninja? You guys don't even know what Inindo Way of the Ninja is, do you? You don't know that, you fucking people. This is why I drink my whiskey. Does this look like whiskey? This is why I drink my whiskey in every Q&A, because I can't stand. How do you expect me to put up with you? You don't know. You don't even know what Arcana on the Super Nintendo is. You don't know that. Beyond the Beyond? Well, I showed it like a month ago, but you probably forgot about it. How dare you? Instead, you come here and ask me about Xenoblade Chronicles Z or Y or X. Suikoden, you know, what the fuck, man. This is it, I'm leaving. What was the last great remaster you ever played? Great remaster? I don't remember. Why is Tidus the greatest protagonist and not at all an annoying idiot? Exactly. Why is he the greatest protagonist? Because of that laugh, man. Nobody laughs. Nobody can pull off that laugh. That was fucking genius. Nobody can do that. Tidus. The Tidus laughter. Genius. As soon as he started laughing, I was like, I'm a fan forever. Best fucking character in the world. You're also 42 years old? Great. I'm 39. We're like similar. Same generation. They still call us millennials for I don't understand why. Zema Duvan, thanks a bunch, man. I don't understand, you know, how can I'm not the same generations as those guys, you know. Like, hey, you're a millennial, right? No, millennials grew up with a fucking phone, with an iPad, you know. You know, I grew up with a fucking Walkman, the VCR, a VHS tapes, beta tapes. I grew up angry. Hey, what's going on here? Oh, glitch. So you just finished Final Fantasy VII Remake, the first one? I haven't played Rebirth. I have zero interest in ever playing Rebirth. So if your question is on part one, I can answer it. But if it's about Rebirth, I haven't played it and I can't answer your question. You're gonna have to clarify that before I answer. We are Generation X. Yes, the first game. Oh, okay. So how do you make an action game where every boss fight stops for cutscenes? It's almost like it would have been better turn-based. You haven't played Final Fantasy 16. You thought Final Fantasy VII Remake was bad, the boss fights? Ooh, played 16. It's garbage. It's terrible. It's bad. Well, you know, I liked Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I mean, Remake, the first part. You know, I think it's a good game. It's not like super great or anything, you know, but it's a fun game to play for like 20-something hours. Focus on the main story. Forget about the side quests. Just beat the game, move on, and forget about it. But it's a good game, you know. But yeah, that was fucking trash. Well, you ain't seen shit. I don't remember. So the person who was asking about the last remaster, the last great remaster, I can't remember. The last great remake that I played was Star Ocean: The Second Story R. But remaster, I don't remember. Yeah, Luis, you should try other JRPGs. I mean, in all seriousness, not the ones that I mentioned. But yeah, you should play... It's okay being obsessed. I'm obsessed with Chrono Cross. Do you like the anime called Full Metal Alcohol Brotherhood? Never played it. I played Metal Alchemist, you know, but no. Say, do you pronounce Tidus as Tidus or Tidus? I just did. Why the world doesn't confirm that time and eternity is a universal goat? They're too afraid to admit the truth. You wanna play an Atelier game where you become evil and takes the whole army to take her down, and then she turns out to be me. Okay. I don't know if I will play that game, but if you want to play it, I hope your dream comes true. It sounds like a great plot. And where's your source of that, Brian? Apparently Cyber Connect 2 almost made Final Fantasy VII Remake. I find that hard to believe. I'm not saying it's impossible, but do you have a source of that? Where did you read that? Which game is better? Devil Survivor or East Tactics? How dare you call it East Tactics? It's East Strategy, sir! Not Tactics! How dare you insult the best fucking strategy RPG ever made? And you got your answer with that. Final Fantasy VII Remake was 50% side quests. 50? I would say like 70 or more. Seriously, you can beat part 1 in like 22 hours. If you focus on the main story and forget about the side quests, you can beat it in like 22 hours. That's what I did. I was like, great. I don't care about your new side quest, fuck it. I have finished Archaic Sealed Heat Sora a few days ago. Expect my review of that game, I don't know, soon. In April. Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology is the best remaster ever? I'm not sure. Well, yeah, it is one of the best, but it kind of bothers me that they changed the art style and made it look more childish, I really liked the original art style. Like, it's not that great of an art style, of course, but it is. I like it. It's original. It's unique, So I like it a lot. So just because of that, I wouldn't say Perfect Chronology is the best remaster ever made. It's one of the best, though, I'll give you that. It's not the best. Are there any good RPGs where you are the villain bad guy? There are some where it is later revealed that you were kinda the bad guy, but you're not exactly a bad guy per se. So no, I don't think so. You got others, with where the character is very dark or a bit of an asshole, like Blazing Souls. Grandia too, but they aren't evil, I mean, a JRPG where you play as the bad guy from the start. I mean, you're the bad guy from the start. No. Sense of Destruction, maybe? I mean, no, because the protagonist isn't bad. He just has the power to destroy the world. And he joins an organization. I'm not spoiling anything. This happens at the beginning of the game. That's the plot of the game. So you join an organization that wants to destroy the world. So you join the bad guys, right? Tales of Berseria? No, why? You're just a angry girl that wants revenge for her brother. How? She's not evil. I mean, you see her like going apeshit and killing people, or doing evil deeds, So I don't think so. I wouldn't say Tales of Berseria you play as the bad. I don't think so. And you get Breath of Fire 4, where you get Ryu as the main character, but you got a second main character, which is the Folu, the bad guy. Again, he's not exactly evil, and you do get to see another side of this guy. He makes this kind of relationship with this little girl, I think. But you are the bad guy in that, so yeah, Breath of Fire 4 could be that game, that one JRPG where you play as the bad guy. I mean, the protagonism is shared by the good guy, but nothing changes the fact that you are playing as this bad guy. Going out there, and he's the antagonist, he's the final boss, so. Would you die a hero or live long enough to see yourself a villain? One interesting question. A journalist apologized that he lied about Final Fantasy XVI selling 3.5 million copies. I remember how it completely bombed on Steam. That game is not on Steam yet. Well, I don't know. Is it? It is? So maybe that's the reason the price went down? When did it... Because, I mean, right now that game is dirt cheap. You can buy it for $15 on PS5. So, the price dropped a lot as soon as it was released on Steam? That gives me hope for Stellar Blade. Please. When is Stellar Blade coming out? Fuck Final Fantasy 16. Fuck that piece of shit. But Stellar Blade, when is it coming out? June on Steam? I hope the price on the PS5 drops considerably. Like $20. Shut up and take my money. I'll buy it. Dude, it's still fucking incredibly expensive. Not the same, Donsk. Hey, sweet. What's up, man? That's great news. Great news, Brian. Shame Fantasia sequel never got translated. There's one on the game. Well, wait a second. It is. You mean Narikiri Dungeon, right? Is that the one you mean? That's the one you're talking about, right? Because it is. There's a fan translation in progress. It's been going for years and it hasn't been completed, but it's there. It's active. They're still working on it, probably. I don't know. But then there was a game on the Game Boy Color, right? Narikiri Dungeon. I think the original Strange Journey is worth it. I like the content the remake adds, but aesthetically and gameplay wise I prefer the original. It's not a remake. It's just a remaster of the game with extra content, you know. And you prefer the original? Actually, I prefer the remaster. I think it was like easier to play. I don't know. I never finished either version, so I'm probably the wrong guy to ask. You skipped my song request in the last Q&A. That's too bad, man. You're gonna have to wait until the next song request stream in the future. Or if you really want me to play your song, you know what to do. You know what you need to do. What's the first-person dungeon crawler JRPG that you enjoy the most and why? Not really a fan of that genre, but I have beaten a couple like Soul Hackers, the first one on the 3DS, and Persona Q, the first one. Those are the only two, so that's my answer. Do you have a favorite anime fighting game? Anime fighting game. So, based on an anime series, right? So my answer can't be the old BlazBlue games or the old Guilty Gear games or Persona 4 Arena. You know, when Arc System Works was cool. Fucking dogs, man. Thank God you can't hear them. Dragon Ball Z Fighters, maybe? Wait, no, I have Fighting Climax Dengeki Bunko. Aquapazza is not an anime fighter. Oh, in an anime art style? Come on, man. But based on an anime or several anime series, you got Fighting Climax based on several anime series. That's my favorite. I made a video about that, David. David, all of your questions are like... Haven't you heard the news? Like about 10 months ago, I stopped giving a shit about modern and new JRPGs. Yeah. That's right. Oh, Blaze Blue did. It definitely did with Central Fiction, man. There's a character that was like a supposedly a man, and then she made a pact with some book. He made a pact with some book and now transformed into a girl. A super sexualized girl, because of course, you know. And then the trans community was like, oh, I like this character. No, it was just a magical transformation a la Ranma and a half, you know, so no. So it yielded a long time ago. It's by Arc System Work, which is terrible, terrible company. Oh, you missed it, Ryan. I did get that question before you joined. What do you consider to be the golden age of the Tales games and the Shin Megami Tensei series? The golden age of the Tales games? I think we just passed it, you know? I mean, sure, we got something like Cesteria that nobody liked. I kind of liked it, you know, I didn't hate the game. But you got Berseria, Exilia, Graces, Vesperia, you know. Some of the best of the best. I think that was the golden age. And then Arise happened, and Arise is still a great game, but yeah, it's just not that. I mean, Berseria is better, Exilia is better. So I think the golden age of the Tales series was like the 2010s, I should say. PS3 era, PS3, PS4 era. You know, that was a golden age of Tales games. And Shin Megami Tensei, I think that same, the 10s, last decade, you know, the 10s. Definitely, we got 4, we got Apocalypse, we got Strange Journey, we got the Devil Survivor ports on 3DS. So they went nuts. Atlus went nuts with Shin Megami Tensei last decade, you know. So I would say that was the golden age of Shin Megami Tensei, same as the Tales games last decade. I would say that was the golden age. Did you ever play Spyro? Yeah, the original a long time ago on PS1. Good game. Art on Elika 1 and 2 or Wild Arms Alter Code F? Well, I never finished Alter Code F. For those who don't know, that's a full remake of the original Wild Arms. Alter Code F is on PS2. I never finished it, so I'm gonna go with Art on Elika 1 and 2. Are you a fan of the Danganronpa and or Zero Escape games? And if so, who's your favorite character in them? I have never played the Zero Escape games. Danganronpa, I played the visual novels and I couldn't get into them. But then there was Ultra Despair Girls, which I fucking love and adore. And of course, the girl... Yoko? Yoko, right? The girl with the scissors, with multiple personality. That's my favorite character. The one that transforms into a psychopath with a huge tongue and a giant scissors. That's my favorite character. Is it Yoko? Toko? Yeah? Long brown hair, huge glasses. Right? Toko. That. Fucking love her. That's great over leveled games. I'm glad to be an influence. Just try to make your own content. So everybody nowadays rips everybody off. Do you like the Ape Escape game on PS1? Nothing against it. I can see why people like it, but I couldn't get into it. I did play it, couldn't get into it. Nah. TMS was censored for Nintendo. What's TMS again? Well, Persona East, it was created as a Mega Tensei spin-off, so... It still kind of objectively is, but since it became its own series... Thank you, Ryan. Did you ever play Croc on the PS1? No, I had a copy of that game on the PS1 for sale at my store. Wait, I did play it. Isn't that like a 3D platformer? Yeah, I did play it. I had to. I tested the fucking game. And I put it on sale, and nobody wanted to buy it. Nobody. And it stood there forever. I don't even remember what happened to it. Probably someone eventually bought it, or I gave it away for a laughable price, like maybe $5 or something. I don't remember. But that was aeons ago. But I did play it. I just don't remember a lot of it. And I know it was getting remastered. It was a crock of a deal, pretty much. Yeah, it was getting remastered. It's getting remastered. I know that. I did know that. I was aware of that. I'm not interested on it. Yeah, I already talked about that, Red Miller. It's probably gonna be a clip from my second channel. What's your favorite story-driven game that isn't an RPG? Ooh. Story-driven. That means no Super Mario World or Little Nightmares. Persona 4 Arena. It is very story-driven. Visual novel, pretty much. I just love Labyrinth. I love Labyrinth. She made the whole game because everything else was just like Persona characters being Persona characters. But then Labyrinth happened. And when you get to her arc, her arc and her story, that was fantastic. Loved it. So, but that game, I feel like I'm cheating because that's a game based on an RPG, right? How about A Plague Tale: Innocence? Requiem was fine. I just don't like how the game ended, so let's not talk about it. But the first one, A Plague Tale: Innocence, I think that's one of my favorite story-driven games that's not an RPG. Enslaved: Odyssey to the West, great fucking story. Alice Madness Returns. Well, wait, Alice Madness Returns, I mean, there's a lot of story, but I wouldn't exactly call it a story-driven game, maybe not, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot. Many people are complaining about Xenoblade X on Switch. They say it's very different to the other games in the series. Bunch of dumbasses who never played the original. That game has been out for 10 years, and they're saying that now? Of course it's different, it's an open world game, it was advertised as an open world game, it's called X for a reason, you know. What was your worst experience as a game reseller? Probably I could cite and quote a lot of those games that I sold for laughable prices and nowadays go for outstanding prices, outrageous prices. So any of those experiences counts. It's like I sold a lot of games that I probably should have kept in age, like wine. But personal experience, here's one. I wouldn't say it's the worst, but I once went to pick up a copy of Dragon Quest VII on the PS1. The guy posted it for like $20. That was like a long time ago, like 9 years ago. $20. Complete in box, mint condition. So I reached out and we agreed to meet somewhere in downtown, which is far away, you know. I live far away from downtown. That's like it's a huge fucking city. Japan, the entire country of Japan is smaller than the city I live in. The city I live in is like the size of the entirety of the United Kingdom. So keep that in mind. So I went far away to pick up the game. So I met with the guy, bought the game. It was great, mint condition. So I said thanks, goodbye, and I didn't know exactly how to return home. So I took the wrong bus and I got lost and I went like super far away. And I had to go back to open the store, you know. And I just went there, to what I didn't know where I was. I got lost. It was hot as fuck, super hot. So I got off the bus and I was like, I'm lost. I don't know what to do. Where do I go? And I asked people, and hey, how do I get this? How do I get there? I don't know. Nobody knew. It's like, where am I? Am I still in the same city? Eventually, I found the right bus that took me back downtown. And then in the same bus stop, now I took the right bus. And then I got really late to work. I'll never forget that. But it was worth it because I sold that copy of Dragon Quest VII for like $60, I think. So I more than doubled my money. It was great, but even though the outcome was great, I still resent that, getting lost. It was just awful, Yes, I did play the Persona 4 Arena sequel. Is it any good? In terms of gameplay, it's better. But in terms of story, I feel it's worse. Like, they just didn't know what else to do. Like, I'll be honest, Persona 4 Arena didn't need a sequel. I don't even know why they made one. But in terms of gameplay, it's fucking awesome. Awesome. But in terms of stories, like, just extra fan service, I guess. If someone asked you to name your 8 favorite video game genres, what would it be? First will be JRPGs, of course, yeah. So RPGs is number 1. Number 2 will probably be... environmental puzzles. Like Little Nightmares, Limbo, Inside. I really, really like those games. Number 3 will be fighting games. 2D fighting games. I don't like 3D fighting games. Number 4... pretty much action-adventure games, because most of them feel like an RPG. Even though I'm not a fan of Zelda, I still like a lot of the action-adventure games. Number 5, platformers. Wait, platformers will probably be number 3, I think. Yeah, and then fighting games number 4. 2D platformers, okay? Again, 3D platformers, no thanks. I only like 2 or 3. But I really love 2D platformers. So fighting games, so hack and slash, action adventure, that's 6, right? I got 2 more. Let me add shoot 'em ups. I really have no preference if they're horizontal or vertical. Shoot 'em ups will be number 7, and finally number 8 will be I don't know, maybe run and gun games, right? Yeah, like Contra, Metal Slug, Those are my 8 favorite genres. Did you own a physical store or was it online? I own a physical store. I've showed pictures before. Physical store, retail. Not retail, but retro store. Will you play a JRPG where you play as a professional scalper? No. What are your favorite Western games between 2000 and 2011? Before Western companies got woke. So when was Dragon Age Origins released? Was that before 2011? Because the only Dragon Age game that I like. Well, there's also Dragon Age 2, but I never really played it, Origins was great. Guadalajara isn't bigger than the UK, dude. Nowhere close. Oh, I thought it was. You don't live. Do you live here? Guadalajara isn't bigger than Japan. Pretty sure it is. Probably. Okay, maybe not bigger than the UK. That's an exaggeration. But the city, if you count all of the... Are you from here? No, bigger in size. No, definitely not in terms of population. Japan has like 30 million people, right? And we only have like 6 here. 6 million. Do you have metrics to rate aspects of JRPGs? What? What are you talking about, man? I can't believe you're asking that. Are you that lazy to visit my blog? The RPG scores section? Or what exactly are you trying to ask? Would you like a Counter-Strike or Half-Life JRPG? No. It wouldn't be a JRPG then. Those are Western games. Atlus and Koei Tecmo are infected by DLC microtransactions now. And woke bullshit, apparently. That's super obvious, AA. They don't give a shit. That's Atlus for you. Because when Sega bought them, they were like, oh no, you're here to make money. No, sir, I'm here to make cool video games. No, you're here to make money. I bought you because you were near bankruptcy. Make money, bitch! And that's what Atlus did. Obeyed Sega and made money. We're listening to a lot of retro. I added a lot of retro music. Is this Dragon Warrior? Yeah. Cool, huh? Retro music. Sorry for spreading misinformation, Foxdie. I am so sorry. Dude, I have to reach out to every single person that believed what I said, and now are spreading even more misinformation thanks to me saying Guadalajara is bigger than the world. Damn. Dude, I should write an apology letter right now. Jesus, I'm so sorry everyone for spreading misinformation and a wrong fact about Guadalajara. Do you think we need more Western RPGs like Cosmic Star Heroine but in AAA form? As long as they aren't full of political bullshit, yes, we do. Which do you like the most, Tales games or Atelier games? Seriously? Seriously? Tales of is finished nowadays. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what are my... I can tell you what are my fears of the Tales series from now on. Like, I'm afraid... Well, I don't give a damn anymore. Like, I stopped caring. Maybe I was afraid last year of what a new Tales game would look like, but nowadays I'm like, I lost faith. I don't care. I don't care about any fucking series anymore. They're all fucking garbage. Japan bent the knee to these DEI rules and nonsense. You're late, Jerry. Unbelievable! It's unacceptable that you're late. What about the Witcher series? What about it? Are you asking me if I like it? I like the Witcher 3. But it's dead. That's another series that is dead. And what are you trying to ask? What about it? Oh, do I like it? I like The Witcher 3. That's it. The first two games, I never played them. The Netflix show, it's fucking trash. Henry Cavill was the only cool thing about it. But no, not enough to tolerate all the fucking garbage around him. Miscast actresses that are fucking imbeciles. Completely disrespectful to the books and the lore. Everything that came after The Witcher 3 is trash. Did you finish Lufia 2 in SNES and DS? I did finish the original Super Nintendo version. The DS remake, no, I did not. Felt like an Ys ripoff. I don't think it's a bad game though, but that's not Lufia 2. It's just not. But hey, Lufia did it before Final Fantasy, you know. Because Final Fantasy VII Remake was a huge deal. For the good and the bad. But nobody knows that Lufia did it first. remake a turn-based RPG and make it an action hack and slash RPG. Lufia did it first. But, you know, Square Enix. Who cares about them? They have zero originality. They lost all the great minds 25 years ago. Every single super creative human being left Square Enix. So they were left with a bunch of dumbasses like Tetsuya Nomura who don't know how to write stories or make good video games and original video games. So what do? Copy and rip off every single fucking thing out there. So they think they got away with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oh, we're gonna be very innovative, remaking a legendary turn-based RPG into an action RPG. Half the world is gonna hate us, but the other half is gonna love us. We'll be the first ones. No, Lufia did it first, assholes. Is Cyberpunk woke? I have no clue, I haven't played it. You like my t-shirt? You like The Cure? This is a really old t-shirt. The Cure. Are you waiting for The Witcher 4? Sure! Super excited, man. Couldn't get the hang of battle system for Lufia the Legend Returns. The Game Boy Color game, right? The third game. Yeah, it's kind of weird how you have a lot of characters in a turn-based combat. At the beginning when you start the game, it's pretty easy to understand. You just play it and, oh, it's regular turn-based. But then it starts complicating things, right? Yeah, I feel you there. I don't think it's... Well, it's a good game, though. It's a good game. I haven't played it in a long time. I should go back to it. Maybe on stream. Maybe I'll play it live one of these days. Link to my Twitch channel in the description, everybody. Go, click. What are you waiting for? What happens if you click? You get a wonderful world of Eric Landon, uncensored, unhinged. Not really. Deranged. Live streams. No, seriously, that's where I stream most of the time nowadays. Twitch, link below. Click, follow, subscribe. Are you expecting something good of the Tokyo Xanadu 2 game that was announced? Fuck. Didn't know. Wow, so a Tokyo Xanadu 2 game was announced? No, I'm not expecting anything. Miss America will probably ruin it. Have you heard about Hatsune Miku? Yeah, we saw her last night. I was playing this game called 7th Dragon 2020. And all of a sudden, when the prologue ended, right before chapter 1 started, we got the intro, the opening cinematic of the game. And Hatsune Miku was singing in there. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? This is 7th Dragon. Why is Hatsune Miku here? Well, I know she's like a fictional idol, you know. Not a fan. Don't forget that Naoki Hamaguchi, director of Rebirth, said their games now aim for a global audience. No, I don't think I'll forget that. That's a good one. Will you play Assassin's Creed Mexico? When Ubisoft casts a British guy to play everyone? No. Oh my god. No, because first and foremost, I think Ubisoft is going to stop existing pretty soon. Hopefully they will go bankrupt. Oh my god, that was fucking great, man. They just released a generic open world slop for a decade. They completely brought it on themselves. What are you talking about? Did you play the new Atelier game? Yes, I did, Yggdra, and I just reviewed my first impressions of it like an hour ago. Either you go back and watch it, or wait for the clip on my second channel. Thank you, Interlocutor. Obligatory Xenosaga question. There's gotta be one every stream. If Monolith lost the source code, is the series worthy enough to remake the games from the ground up? Uh, First and foremost, Monolith Soft, yes, they are the developers, but they don't own the rights. That's Bandai Namco who owns the rights. So Monolith Soft can do shit unless Bandai Namco authorizes it. So if they lost the source code, yes, they will have to remake it from scratch, and it will probably be woke as fuck. So I wouldn't play it because I hate Bandai Namco. But yeah, they will have to do that. If they lost the source code, to answer your question, they will have to remake it from the start. Hopefully, Tetsuya Takahashi still has the script. Otherwise, he will have to play the games himself and write down all the dialogue and events, you know, that would be crazy. If you dislike the Xeno series, does that make you a xenophobe? That's a good joke. Which Dragon Quest game has the best soundtrack in your opinion? 11. Koichi Sugiyama really did go out on a bang. He released his musical masterpiece before he died. 11, in my opinion, is the best one. 8 was pretty close. 7 is amazing. I love the soundtrack. But I think 11 is the best one. He went out with a bang. You are British and you refuse to play a British character in the game. They always have awful accents and act like tough nuts. I hate it. Do you like South Park: The Stick of Truth? I played it a long time ago, couldn't get into it, but I promised that I will give it a second chance one day, so maybe. But I didn't like it back then. Ubisoft going bankrupt. Jeez. Are you confirming that? Or are you also spreading misinformation? Korean AAA game companies can go to hell for all I care. Long live indie studios. Actually, there's a lot of indie studios that are super woke. But here's the difference. At least the indie studios, they make the games woke themselves. Nobody forced them to. So let's give them some credit, right? But yeah, I prefer indie studios nowadays over AAA studios. In that I agree. Was. The Japanese government is investigating the game. Synthetic Man was the #1 streamer. Who's that? Are you getting drunk during your stream, Eric? I have to. Look at all these questions and all these jokes, man. Why are people talking about the worst fucking video game in existence, Assassin's Creed, in my stream? I have to get drunk, man, to tolerate it. Yeah, AAA is dead. AAA gaming is dead to me. Has been dead to me for a while now. British. I like the Irish accent. But I can't make it. I tried before, but I can't. I'm only going to embarrass myself. Anyway, it's just water. I don't drink. I don't really like the taste of alcohol. Sometimes I drink as long as the drink is like with, I don't know, fucking Baileys or Kahlua or some shit like that, you know. I don't know. I don't know, Asia. I don't. I think those words lost their meaning a long time ago. Far left, far right. Like nobody. I don't even know what those mean anymore. I used to know what conservative meant and liberal meant. Nowadays, it's all over the place. I don't fucking know. Imagine a Xenosaga remake where everyone is gender swapped. I wouldn't play it. Well, hopefully that'll happen and make Bandai Namco go bankrupt. Is there a hidden door behind that poster on the wall behind you? Here? Or there? That's a door. Here's a door. Here's a door. Yeah, there's a door. And here, there's a door next to the Seven Shadows thing. Poster. It's not a poster, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Far left and far right is anyone you don't like. Yeah, but something happens nowadays and he's like, oh, far left, far right. Okay. Whatever. Fuck everybody, fuck the world. Fuck humanity. Why is Japan so idolized? Probably because of waifus and anime. We all know that's the truth. Stop lying, you know. We all know it's because of that. Oh, it's because of their culture and their rich knowledge and their... It's because of the fucking waifus. We know that. Everybody knows that. There's Far Center. There's Far Center. I'm not center, you know. I'm an anarchist. I hate the system. I hate the government. I hate society. I'm an anarchist. That's sad, Phantonium. Super sad. We need a tour of Eric's gaming room. Yeah, first I gotta put something in that wall, you know. That's a poster. I need something else here you guys can't see. I'm not ready to do a game room tour, but I will. I will. A house tour? Nah. Game room tour? Yes. Yes, please. But it's too soon. Give me some time. I just need a little time. Give me some time. I just need a little time. Give me some time. The Mentos song from 90s commercials? Never heard of that. Your commercials. I don't have nostalgia for American commercials because all the commercials and ads that I watched when I was little were in Spanish, were Mexican, so... I'm planning to, Sam. At some point. Cecile or Locke? Neither. Cecile was fine until he became a white knight. Being Dark Knight was edgy as hell and he should have stayed a Dark Knight, but then he goes White Knight, Light, Warrior of Light, and Locke is just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm jealous of Locke. Maybe I hate Locke. Maybe I hate Locke because I'm jealous that a beautiful fucking character like Celeste is in love with him. And the guy, fuck that guy. He treats her like shit. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't even go looking for her. And when she's finally, spoiler alert, when she's finally reunited with him, he doesn't seem to give a shit. Fuck that guy, man. Will you ever go to Japan and visit the Holy Land Akihabara? Well, I would love to go to Japan one day. I don't know if I'll be able to one day. Hopefully I will. But if I ever do, I'll try to visit Akihabara. What do the Persona 5 characters eat to freshen their breath? Mementos. Ha ha ha. Between the Xeno series and the Trails series, which series do you prefer? Well, nowadays, I don't know. Trails went to hell with Daybreak. But if we focus on Trails into Reverie and below against the Xeno series, damn, son, I think I don't know. We're talking about all Xeno games. Xenogears, Xenosaga, Xenoblade. All of those fucking games versus Trails into Reverie and below that. Holy shit. Good question. I don't know. I will have to think hard on it and spend some time thinking of all the ups and downs of both franchises. It's a hard question. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Xeno by a hair, maybe. What do you think of the White Knight Chronicles games? They're good. They could have been better. It could have become a huge, super great franchise, but I don't think the games were treated like the right way. There was a lot of confusion because I don't think the developers knew exactly what they wanted to do. Like, they didn't know if they wanted to go fully MMORPG online, you know, or do a regular JRPG, so they ended up with both, and as a result, neither was outstanding. The offline story mode of the games is good. It's recommended. I think it's worth playing at least once, especially because they're short. Unless you do a lot of side quests, but if you focus on the main story, you can beat the games in less than 20 hours each, and I'm not kidding. You know, but the online multiplayer, I never tried it, but I've seen people saying that it wasn't that great either. You know, it was like messy, buggy. It wasn't that interesting. It was kind of boring, you know. So I think the developer Level 5 should have focused all of their efforts in one or the other. Sega did the same. Sega made the same mistake with Phantasy Star Universe. You know, they kind of like, okay, we want to release a new series, a new saga in the series. Let's call it Universe. But I also want it to be online, like MMORPG, you know. But so what do? And same outcome, you know. Neither was outstanding or extraordinary. Nobody cared, and the saga failed, even though there was 4 fucking games. It didn't fail as hard as White Knight Chronicles, but it failed nonetheless. And it was sad to see it die. I mean, well, Phantasy Star, we know what happened. We stopped getting them. Sega focused more on the online gaming because they made a decision. Unlike Level 5, who didn't make a decision and just let the series die, Sega made a decision. They said, okay, no more regular story offline JRPGs. Let's just do full MMO. And that's what it did. That's what they did. Phantasy Star Online 2 came out. It was a huge success. People still play it. People still play that fucking game nowadays. It's a huge success. We got Nova several years ago, developed by Tri-Ace, but nothing happened. Never left Japan. Fan translation isn't even complete. Nobody cares. But at least Sega made a decision. But Level 5 didn't. He was just like, oh, White Knight Chronicles failed? Fuck it. So he died. It had but wasted potential. That's my answer. I like the games, but they were kind of wasted potential. Who do you think is one of the most beautiful female characters in video games? No, I'm not gonna fall for that. You want to turn this Q&A stream into a waifu, and that always happens. It's not happening today. Another fan yapping and mocking, but thank you for making a lot of JRPG anime videos. You're welcome, 2000 Islands. Japanese stories usually are like that. The girls are in love with the guy who gives the reason for that. Are totally unlikable. For women, it is hard to be like that kind of hero. Play Tales of Berseria. It's a bit, well, I wouldn't say it's insulting, but yeah, kinda. What Sega did with Phantasy Star. Do you consider Xenogears as overrated? Overrated in terms of it's too popular and people love it passionately, and I disagree. Yes. Xenogears. The problem with Xenogears is that the story is like fucking god tier, and there's a lot of people saying that the game is a masterpiece because of that. But the game didn't age very well. Has a lot of technical issues, level scaling. Horrible camera, bad encounter rate, so it has a lot of problems, so maybe it is a bit overrated, you know. If I ever made a video, I did one many years ago, like in 2017, I believe. Ooh, it's been a while, but if I ever do another top 10 overrated JRPGs video, I wouldn't include Xenogears, but yes, I will say it's a bit overrated, because it's just not as good as they say, right? I mean, what does overrated mean? It's not as good as they say. Right? It's just not. The story is as good as they say. The music too. But the gameplay is just not. It's not. It has a lot of issues, you know. What year do I think I spent the most money on gaming? Or collecting when I was in Canada. Spent a lot of money, man. Do you have the White Knight Chronicles games? Yes, I do. All of them. All 3 of them. Including Origins. Fina, Ayla, the Yafutoma Princess, or Belleza? Belleza, of course. Of course, Belleza. No one stands a chance. Have you watched the first Castlevania show? Netflix show? I watched the first 2 seasons. And then I gave up. It just went from being okay to bad. And then I gave up. Tales of Games are superior than Trails of Games. Or is an unfair comparison? I wouldn't say it's unfair, but I don't know. I think, well, it could be unfair because the Tales games are action RPGs and Trails is turn-based, but in everything else they have a lot of things in common, you know? I like the Tales games a bit more. Somebody asked me about Xeno series versus Trails, and I couldn't answer. But Trails versus Tales, I think I like Tales a little bit more. Nothing can beat Suikoden though. Or Fire Emblem Before Fate. Talesoft has stopped existing. They're working on the new game. With a trans protagonist and a non-binary co-protagonist and some black dude and some guy from India and oh well, the guy from India already happened, kinda. And then a Latino, because we know we need representation in the Tales games. Ergo Proxy Phantonium, maybe? I don't know. Did you pick the Suikoden remaster? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Suikoden beats Grow Lancer? That's right. Cross beats all. Yeah, but Cross is not a series. Can anybody agree Chrono Cross shouldn't have been called Chrono in the first place? Should have been its own game. That's awful, Joker. If it's true, that's awful. You shouldn't. I assume you're not joking, because why the fuck will you joke with something like that? But then again, your username is Joker. I don't have a favorite visual novel. AA. I'm not really a fan of visual novels. Kevin King, thank you very much. What are your thoughts on the Xenosaga games? I've reviewed the Xenosaga games a lot of times. I'm a big fan as well. My favorite was number 3. Episode 3 was like, it's a masterpiece. I fucking love it passionately. How the story comes together to a close. Everything is revealed. The Cosmos and Shion relationship kind of ends up in something. I mean, it's just fucking great. Good music. I think the music was great in the first 2 games, especially the second game. But in terms of gameplay and battle system, completely superior. Xenosaga 1 was good, but it had some issues, some balancing issues, and some cryptic stuff in the battle mechanics. 2 was worse in that area, but 3 kind of like made it better and easier to understand. I don't know, man. Xenosaga 3 is like the masterpiece of the trilogy. The other 2 games are like great games and that's it. Nothing super special. 3 is the masterpiece, but 3 wouldn't exist without 2 and 1, you know? So, yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Big fan of the Xenosaga games. Amazing games. I made a video called, if you want to know more, check out a video I did many years ago called 10 Things You Didn't Know About the Xenosaga Trilogy. Check it out, it's a really interesting video. No joke this time. Well, if it's true, I'm so sorry, man. That's awful. My godfather died of cancer a year and a half ago. Not leukemia, you know, but he died of cancer. So I know what that is, and it's a serious thing. So hopefully you'll get treatment. And I mean, it sucks that you gotta sell your video game collection. But at least you got something. Think of all the people that have nothing, no money to pay for treatment. Like, I love my video game collection, you know, and I wouldn't sell it. But if something like that happened to me, I will sell it. That's the first thing that I will sell, you know. But I'm sorry you're going through that. That's awful news. Anyway, Kevin King it's like you want to say something else. Like, I wish they would have worked on the battle system more instead of doing all that stock attack nonsense in the second game. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying, you know, the second battle system in Xenosaga 2. The battle system in Xenosaga 2 was bad. It's a bad combat system. I never finished it, you know, I made it really far. But then since I never really understood the battle system, I got to a difficulty spike and I just couldn't go on. I grinded, couldn't go on. I was like, fuck it. No, never finished Xenosaga 2. Good game, I think it gets a lot more hatred than what it probably deserves. The battle system is ass, you know, but everything else is great. Well, the 2D art style isn't great. The 3D models look fine though. They look better in Xenosaga 1 and 3. But in terms of art style and graphics, it's probably the worst in the trilogy. But it's still, I don't know, I still like it. I still think it has good graphics. And I like the music a lot. You know, and the story. The story and the music in Xenosaga 2 are untouchable. I should play the song Friday I'm in Love. I don't like that song. I'm the kind of The Cure fan who hates most of the greatest hits. And I have the album, I have the greatest hits album, CD. But it's just extremely overrated, you know, Friday I'm in Love, Love Song, oh my, I can't stand those songs. I like some hits, you know, I like Just Like Heaven, I like Pictures of You, I know them on the guitar. You know, but other, like Boys Don't Cry, I'm like, fuck it the fuck. It's like being a Nirvana fan and worshipping Smells Like Teen Spirit, like, oh, or a Radiohead fan and Creep. Oh, man. There's like a million songs that are far better than fucking Friday I'm in Love, you know, from The Cure. You want to listen to The Cure? Go and listen to The Cure. Dozens of fantastic songs that are criminally underrated. Because whenever people think of The Cure, it's like Boys Don't Cry, Just Like Heaven, Friday I'm in Love. They're pop songs, you know. No, go listen to the Pornography album. Then you'll get to see and really know the cure. You still love The Offspring? Never became a fan. I know kids aren't alright on the guitar. That's about it. I'm not really a fan of The Offspring. Without spoilers, which JRPGs do you think need another entry for a definitive conclusion? Like a sequel? Are we talking about JRPG series? Or just standalone JRPGs that need a sequel, like Legend of Dragoon or something like that? I don't know. That answers Fantonium's question. Xenosaga, the Xeno series, Xenogears. Now they did reach a conclusion, all of them, every single one of them. Metallica and Megadeth are overrated. Metallica, sure. I hate Metallica, especially modern Metallica. You know, Megadeth is fucking awesome. I wouldn't say they're overrated. What's this? This is Radiant Historia. No, this is Valkyrie Profile too. Wow. You didn't see that. Let's pretend I didn't mistook Motoi Sakuraba for Yoko Shimomura. That didn't happen. Didn't happen. So yeah, sorry, Joker. What's your opinion about VTubers? Mixed feelings. On one hand, I think it's a bit fake because they aren't showing their real faces, and most of them are, not most of them, but a lot of VTubers are like grifters, and they make all of these dramas and hide behind their avatars. You know, they don't show their fucking face, so it's kind of cowardly. But on the other hand, you know, it's kind of interesting that you can animate a character 2D or 3D and talk for you. You know, it's kind of similar to play an MMORPG. I played MMORPGs back in the day, and it was kind of cool, you know, controlling a character and people talking to you through the character. So yeah, mixed feelings. But strictly speaking about content creation, like, I don't have a lot of respect for them, to be honest. But I like that there are some that are like 100% against the modern narrative, the political oppression of nowadays. And they fight wokeness and DEI and bullshit like that. So those I respect. I just wish, well, they don't show their real faces. Because maybe they feel threatened. I don't know, because maybe if people saw their faces, you know, I live in Mexico. I barely have any Mexican fans, but if I lived in the US, some fucking crazy ass hater would have probably killed me by now. I don't know. So maybe I will be a VTuber if I was an American citizen, you know. So I don't know. As live streamers, though, yeah, it's funny that you, instead of seeing someone's face, you get to see this cute anime character, you know, while they're playing a game, I guess. So I don't know. Like I said, I have mixed feelings, you know. I don't hate VTubers. I'm not against them, but I'm not a fan. Just leave it at that. Like, okay, they exist. It's okay. It's a thing. Have you played the dungeon music from Star Tropics on one of your live streams before? I don't think I have. Maybe when I do a request stream, I'll play it. If you want me to play it now, it's gotta be via a super chat. Yeah, I'm not afraid to capitalize on that. Take your communist bullshit elsewhere, please. I'm not saying you're a communist. You know what's bullshit? I kinda miss that show. People telling you an anime is shit because it's a bit different from the manga or light novel. Actually, there's a lot of anime series that are like really unfaithful to the manga, or some that weren't even completed. You know, the manga Claymore, for example, the manga just went on and on and on, and we only got like one season based on like the first two mangas or something. You know, that's an injustice. Most anime series are like faithful to the manga, but others aren't. They take a lot of liberties. Nuxtaku. Okay, it's anti-woke. Maybe Nuxtaku and I could make a collaboration. Send Nuxtaku my email. Eric the Based Capitalist. I never had an opinion on VTubers and PNG tubers too. What the hell is a PNG tuber? What the fuck is that? I agree, it's a crime. Hey, Dragon. Omar! Yes, I did, man. I haven't seen you on Twitch for a while. I played it there. And there's a stream that I did called 16 or 17 Retro Hidden Gems, and I played Shadow Madness. You can find that stream here on YouTube in this channel. I didn't play it very far though, I just played it for like half an hour. And I think I need to play it a bit more, because my first impressions weren't that positive. I mean, it has a lot of ups and downs, you know. Yeah, I think I need to put more hours into Shadow Madness to express a proper opinion, a professional opinion, as the video game journalist, urinalist that I am. No, don't. I haven't seen that. Claymore is such a heartbreak. It is. It broke my heart. I know what scene you're talking about. It broke my heart too. Elfen Lied wasn't faithful and was still great. I didn't know Elfen Lied was unfaithful to the manga. I've never read the manga. I've seen the anime. Big fan. Rocky ruined Claymore for you? Come on! You gotta understand why he's there. I mean, look at Claire. She's such a dark character, edgy. Her only purpose is just to... I mean... She needed someone like Rocky in her life. You know what I mean? Like, sure, Rocky's not one of the best protagonists ever. You know, it's... No, far from it, you know? But he grows on you because of Claire. Maybe Rocky by himself is like, you know? But I feel like Claire doesn't work as well as she does without Rocky. That's how I see it. One of the reasons why I love Claymore so much is because of that relationship. Because everybody needs someone like Rocky in their lives, you know? Especially if you're someone like Claire, who's about to go crazy, you know, who's about to lose her mind, who's super powerful. I mean, I'm empathizing with Claire a lot because I love her. She's one of my favorite characters in an anime series. So she needed someone like Rocky, you know, to bring her back to her senses and to kind of add that little light of hope in her life, you know? I don't know. I'm not a Rocky defender, but I will defend the relationship to death, to my dying breath. That's a great fucking relationship in an anime series. I mean, nowadays it's kind of overdone, you know? But that's a cliche that we didn't used to get a lot back in the 2000s. But nowadays it's an overdone cliche. And I understand that if you watched Claymore recently, in the past few years, maybe it's like, oh my god, this cliche again. But back then it was very special to see a relationship like that, you know, flourish throughout the anime. You are the opposite of a video game urinalist. I know. I'm still a reviewer though. When people ask me in real life, what do I do for a living? I'm like, well, I'm a video game critic. Yeah, I am. I criticize video games. That's what I do for a living. I'm a video game critic. And they're like, oh, so like a journalist. No. So you know what? I'm just a reviewer. Let's leave it at that. I say video game critic for laughs. Top 10 anime needs a game port. Okay, so there is a Claymore game on the Nintendo DS, only in Japan, not fan translated. I played it recently. If you go to my second channel right now, I uploaded that stream, the stream where I played it. It has a thumbnail of Terranigma on the Super Nintendo because that's the first game that I played, but the second game that I played is the Claymore atrocity on the Nintendo DS. It's an insult. Great fucking anime, and the only video game in existence of Claymore is that fucking Nintendo DS piece of shit. It's bad. Go and see it. So to answer your question, top 10 anime series that need a video game port. Claymore, a good one. Not that fucking... No, Roberto, I did not get a review code. I don't get review codes anymore. But I played the demo, and I shared my first impressions of the demo like 2 hours ago. Are you a fan of bands such as Nightwish, Sabaton, and Beast in Black? Nope, not really. I'm a huge fan of The Gathering, though, with Anneke. The new singer after Anneke left, she's fine, she's a great singer, but it just wasn't the same. So I'm a fan of The Gathering with Anneke van Giersbergen, who is my favorite female singer of all time. You know, The Gathering. But all those bands like Nightwish, Epica, I mean, I respect them, they make great music, but the music doesn't really connect with me. Your favorite anime is Detective Conan? I've never seen it. I know the anime, but I've never seen it. Okay. Are you still shitting on Raki? Best RPG Maker game? Succubus Apothecary Risa. Is it Risa? Risa? With an I. Succubus Apothecary Risa. That's the best RPG Maker game I've played. That's right, Zema Duvant. But I don't want review codes from woke companies. Why? I don't want them. They don't even pay me. Some have offered money, you know. But I don't want to talk about that. You love Anneke? Oh, I love her too. But I love her in The Gathering, you know. When she left The Gathering, she became what she really wanted, which is a pop rock star. And she became that, and her music doesn't connect with me. What I like is the connection between the brothers. I forget their names. The guitarist and the drummer are the founders of The Gathering. So those two, the music of The Gathering with Anneke's voice, that connection is what I fucking love. You know, but separated, you know, no. What's your favorite mainstream game series? Super Mario. Easy. What happened with the Versus episodes? What happened is that they ended. We kind of overdid it. We started getting some games mixed up that were like, this is a weird Versus episode. We ran out of ideas. And I asked people if they wanted the series back, and only like 2 people replied yes, including you. So nobody cares. Sorry, man. Which JRPG protagonist do you think is the most misunderstood by the fan base? Van! From Final Fan. No. I mean, there's gotta be a JRPG protagonist that most people didn't like, but I think is great. Or maybe not that great, just misunderstood. Let's go with Squall. Squall, maybe? You think, that your chat is broken, not updating with new posts? Refresh, maybe? I answered your question, Omar. Maybe the chat is not the only thing that's broken. Maybe the entire stream is broken for you. Go to my YouTube channel, man. It's a compilation video called 17 Retro Hidden Gems, and I played Shadow Madness. And I have played the Mercenary Saga, and I just talked about it on a video called Top 10 Obscure Strategy JRPGs Worth Playing. I covered the Mercenary Saga. Let's name Eric Landon RPG to Eric Landon LRPG, emulate live RPG. Or maybe I should become a VTuber, right? Have you played a game called Ring of Red? No. That's another game people ask me a lot about. Ring of Red. I haven't played it. Have you made a video about your favorite or worst protagonists in games? Yes, I have made videos on that, Joker. In JRPGs, not games in general, no. But in JRPGs, I have. Anyway, going back to the misunderstood protagonist question, Squall. Squall from Final Fantasy VIII. I don't love him. He's not one of my favorites. He's not a great protagonist, but I think he's a misunderstood protagonist. That's my answer. Which JRPGs have the best mythologies? Valkyrie profile. Any plans on doing a Q&A on Twitch soon? Sure. You want one? I haven't done one of those in a while. Yeah, maybe next week. Haven't done a Q&A on Twitch. Link to my Twitch channel in the description, everybody. That's where I do most of my live streams. Oh, you mean like Garnet in Final Fantasy IX? Yes, I hated that. I hate when girls cut their hair. I understand it's kind of like a feminist message, like a rebellious message, but no, I like long hair. Please don't cut your hairs. Don't cut your hair, girls. Don't do that. Keep it long, I love it. Squall was better in Kingdom Hearts. That's sad. That's sad. Saying that is so sad. Cypher is so much cooler, but Cypher is an asshole, man. He's an asshole. Next week, the Kemco RPG collection will be released. Do you recommend Kemco RPGs? Some of them I recommend: Mystic Chronicles, Revenant Saga, Cross Tales. I don't know which games are gonna be in that collection though. Mikasa cutting her hair. Hated that. Mikasa from Attack on Titan, right? Yeah. Zelda cut her hair? Where? I'm not a Zelda fan, so couldn't care less. So maybe Peach is next, right? Peach is gonna cut her hair. I have zero expectations, man. I don't care about any new games until they're out. But before they're out, I don't give a shit about them. After they're out, okay, maybe that's when I start giving a shit. So right now, as it stands, I don't give a shit about Obscure, Claire, Obscure, Expedition, whatever. Is there any Japanese metal bands you like? Dog School. I like Dog School. We have reached the end of the Q&A. I'd like to thank you guys for attending and asking questions and answering my questions too, hanging out and bothering me and pissing me off. and making me drink my fake ass whiskey. That's the end, Shadow Wexia, sorry. You can follow me on Twitch. Go to Twitch, I stream often there, 2 or 3 times a week. And I'm the same fucking asshole you're seeing right now. Have a great day, everybody. I have a surprise video for next week. You will be very surprised. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks, bye.